hours. I check up first rehab, see how it goes, see if they sewed it up there, if they use the good tires or they use the bad tires. So
What happened?
I just somebody bumped into me and I caught it at that angle and just kind of ripped off the rotator cuff, torn labrum and a bicep. No big deal.
How long in the sling?
They say it's 6 weeks.
Okay.
But we're negotiating yet. In another hour.
You ever been injured like that as a player?
No. It's just unique when you. Well, it's a great opportunity to learn how to use my left hand. You know what I mean? And if you guys never been there, you should try it sometime. It's interesting.
Who tried telling you that you needed to be up in the box for a game?
I think somebody was trying to ask me that. And it's hard for me to be up in the box. I like to be down with my players, look in their eyes and see what they're thinking and understand, are they okay? Understand what we're doing and stuff like that. So, but I just, I'm sure gonna, on the sidelines, because we got such a short sideline on our side. Just gotta be careful. And, I've been doing it for a long time, but the first time I really, had to have surgery before I got hit. So,
What was the pain scale on like 1 to 10? How bad was it?
really just 1 to 10, and by 5, 6. It wasn't bad. It wasn't even, you go look it on the film. It's like you're talking about, you got to redo your shoulder. I didn't think so. So I thought maybe I'd take a couple of days, see if I can loosen it up a little bit, and then after I got the surgery, it was a little bit worse than I thought. At least that's what the doctor says.
It would have been easy for you to like take a day or two off. What made you want to get back right?
Well, those decisions, you got to sit there and say the time frame. We're going to wait till January. There's not too many summers left for us older guys. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure I enjoy my summers. So I was going to be busy and tied up here, and it was probably the best thing to do right now.
Does the injury pose any challenge for you as a coach? Does it limit you doing anything?
Why are you asking my medal? Nah, not really. Just I don't think so. I don't think it has. I mean, I think we're having a really good camp. I think our guys are playing well, and just like anything else, you just got to keep moving. What you got.
So maybe use it as a motivational tactic to your players. Sometimes you gotta play hard, show them to work when you don't want to, and get the job done.
As you get older, you can't do that as much. You know what I mean? But just sometimes it's there's injuries and then there's pain. You know what I mean? So what's the difference? Do you have pain, or is it truly an injury? You got to take care of it. So I think everybody kind of knows the difference of that. And sometimes when you're going out here practicing preseason like we are, we get banged up a little bit, hitting each other, stuff like that. So there's soreness, but there's not. We're pretty healthy here on defense, I think, right now.
Xavier and Cohen, where are they at physically?
Cohen's been practicing the last couple of days. He's doing a good job. I think he's back. We're just limiting some of his reps and watch we don't overload him. And then Xavier, it looks like he's back at it. He should be. I thought he was going to practice here today a little bit, but I think he should be back in the next couple of days.
Is he doing like Devo work or anything, or is he just
Xavier?
Yeah.
No, we just keep him on. He's, he'll have time to come back, and we only got a couple more days here before we start prepping for a nice day.
Do you expect Cohen and Xavier to be ready for game 1?
I expect him. Right now, I think everybody in our back end should be available.
any other health issues with the defense?
No, we try to manage them doing the preseason here, where we need some younger guys to step up, and we'd like to see some of them third team guys, what we call the Devo guys, and making sure they're getting developed. So it was a good opportunity for them to understand the defense. Some of these guys are really experienced, and the experience that Jay and Nick have at the linebacker position, and Fisher. I mean, these guys are just like a coach out there on the field. So, and they're coaching the younger guys. And, until you get out there and do it yourself, I mean, I think that's what the younger guys need.
Any of those younger guys maybe popping right now? Maybe some of the freshmen standing out to you?
Yeah, it's hard to get to the freshmen. I think there's a good young group of freshman guys, 3 backers that they met. I think they have a lot of potential. Will they help us in special teams? Can we use them in special teams and save a red shirt year? I'm sure we're going to talk about that. But I think they're big athletic linebackers that can move inside. On the back end as a young freshman, I don't know how many guys can help us right now. It's where we're at with our guys, and then up front, we're gonna, you know, we probably got about 6-7 guys that we think we're comfortable. We gotta get 1 or 2 more guys to fill in there. So at least we have a good solid 2 deep up there too. So I think we're okay, but knock on wood, you know, you just never know what happens. You might fall off a bike or you might get hit by somebody, you know, get surgery, but hopefully not.
What have you seen kind of from that cornerback spot opposite of Jamari, from TJ Hall, from John Nestor, anybody else who's kind of in the mix there?
Well, I think it's really interesting, you know, Jamari Harris has come back and the leadership that he's brought and seeing TJ Hall grow and improve his standard of play. Nestor, he's really doing a good job, very competitive out there. And Deshaun Lee's doing a heck of a job. So, I mean, it's really interesting to see those 4 over there. And one day, one guy might have a better day than the other guy. You know, it's depending on what day and what point of attack, you know, how productive are they. But I think they're all into it. They're all working hard. And, you know, you can see, you know, maybe playing more guys in the back end if you have to.
Are you still trying to work through who's going to start, or have you figured that out at this point?
You never know until the day of the game, you know what I mean? So I got a good idea, you know, but that, you know, I got a list of guys and, you know, rank them. But things change every day with us out the practice, you know, that this guy could jump ahead of a guy. And it's going to be, most likely I know who they're going to be, you know.
At this point, in terms of who's taking the most first team reps, is it Jamari and TJ?
Jamari's taking a lot, but, you know, you've got a little something pull a little bit. Somebody has a little. I try to save guys, you know, the wear and tear on them. So sometimes I'll give a younger guy more reps, so they can get the more experience. And I know it's not a game situation, but that's what we're trying to do is make sure that everybody's playing up to it. Because if you lose a guy, you want to be able to plug a guy in that you don't lose anything in.
Is there
Xavier
any
said that,
challenge?
go ahead.
Is there any challenge to bringing back as many veterans as you do? Obviously, it probably sounds like a good problem, but you know, 8 starters back, mostly grad students, seniors. Does that have its own unique challenges for you as a defensive coordinator to get the unit ready for the season?
No, you know, we you know, they've talked about, the players have talked about it and have said, hey, coach, we still need some of our reps. And that was a good response from our players that, hey, they want to get their reps in, and then, you know, we're more have to pull them out than them not getting in and wanting to do it, you know. And I think, you know, you just don't want the rust to build up or anything like that. You got to keep them fresh. It's a long season, though. You know, you got 12 games, you got a couple buys in there. So, you know, we're not playing tomorrow, so let's make sure that we have them for the whole season.
John Nestor, we've heard the name Riley Moss thrown around. Do you see any parallels between those 2 guys?
A little bit. Obviously, I think, you know, they're both play corner. You know, you know, but John's a little bit more, you know, they're both probably the same kind of personality, but you know, you just got to calm John down a little bit at times. Say just relax a little bit. He's full go all the time, just like Riley was. So it's nice to have those guys. You want those guys. Just give me effort. Make sure you give me effort. I can deal with everything else.
Phil, that was a little bit unusual from last year was just the number of turnovers you didn't like that you usually do. What's the emphasis been? Have you done anything different in practice to kind of emphasize that?
Yeah, we did. We kind of spent some time going out visiting some teams, and we went to Virginia Tech because they came to us a year ago. We went back there and we took a turnover before practice even starts, just to kind of, you know, practice, you know, picking up a ball off the ground, you know, matching hands, poking the ball out. And I think it's really showed some things, difference, you know, doing the preseason there, that it's causing things. Now you go back to last year, I kind of analyze it, you know, after a while when somebody starts playing against you, they might limit some of the things that they do to try to make sure they hold on to the ball. And that's the only thing I can figure out, like how come we didn't have as many opportunities, and could be some people willing to play their offense a little bit more safe and keep the ball instead of giving it away.
It seemed like being able to, a lot of times in the past couple of years, we're playing with a lead, so a lot of teams were kind of coming at you a little bit more, being a little more aggressive. And it seemed like last year, less aggressive, I guess, in some of those playing styles. Did that have any impact on that, or?
You know, I didn't look at it, you know, probably that much as guys didn't want to, you know, attack us in certain places, and, you know, give it easier throws, you know, more cautious with the ball. And, you know, you make turnovers, you get turnovers, and you give turnovers on offense. it's not real good to lose a series and we gain one back. So I think that's a little bit of strategy that people try to do because we were up there pretty high and take away the turnover margin.
Two more questions.
With Cade and Brendan facing your defense, I guess have either of them maybe given you guys a little more trouble than the other?
Any quarterback gives us trouble, right? So, I mean, it's anytime the guy's back there that, you know, they can move around, know the offense, get to it, and, you know, just what they're doing on offense and moving the guys around and trying to make sure that our guys don't have their eyes right in the right places and stuff like that. But I think there's a lot of good competition going on, and, you know, I think it's going to be a good challenge all the way through the whole year.
What have your impressions been of the defensive line, what they've done this camp?
You know, we've worked them a little bit, just enough to make sure that we work the twos and threes. I think they're very solid players that know our defense, understand what we're doing, and they can get us in the right front where we need to be. And I'm really pleased the way they work. And, you know, you can't win without offense or defensive line. I mean, you need a good, solid foundation there. And if you're going to win consistently, both sides of the ball, up front, you got to have good guys up there, and I think we do on both sides.